Salutations, Super Freaks. Automatic here for Automatic Games. Thanks for joining me for Season 3, Episode 1 of our XCOM 2 series. Season 2 culminated to a point in which we were poised to assault the Advent Forge. We had discovered the location of this facility through use of our Shadow Chamber, and Charlie's squad was tasked with undertaking this endeavor. And here we are at the beginning of Season 3, and quite frankly, we're ready to roll. Now, Central Officer Bradford is seated at the control panel. Though we are taking in some, familiar gear, we're also bringing in some new toys, be it the blue screen rounds or EMP grenades. As to our armor, it is the same armor that we wore previously, but it has some cosmetic upgrades. One distinct exception would be the armor worn by Seejay. He's going to be testing out the Rage suit in the field, and of course we procured the Rage suit from the corpse of the Berserker Queen. So we're going to go ahead and turn to the geoscape and close in on this facility. It's located in West Africa, and Charlie's squad is on deck. Charlie's squad is, as always, commanded by John Clayton, codenamed Seejay. He'll be bringing along the Flashbang, the Rage suit with a built-in rocket launcher, and his dual axes. He is joined in the field by Gary Hillsdale, codenamed Bard, taking the battle scanner and a plasma grenade. Also by Dan Richards, codenamed Boot, bringing the Skulljack and Mimic Beacon. Warren Silas, codenamed Mr. Vane, bringing a plasma grenade and a med kit. Thomas Trumpet, codenamed Titanium, plasma grenade and several med kits. And finally, Troy Black, codenamed Blackwidow, bringing those blue screen rounds, a couple EMP grenades, and the frost bomb. So there you have it, Charlie's squad as it stands for this mission. Charlie, you may board when ready.
Sky Ranger deployed.
Squad green to deploy.
Copy, Firebrand, begin your approach.
As far as we can tell, this forge is some sort of alien production facility, most likely tied to that stuff we found at the Black site. Advent and the alien forces won't be happy to see us, so expect heavy resistance. We have to do whatever it takes to find out what's going on in there.
Here you can see some of those cosmetic upgrades. The armor is shinier, and everyone's sporting these new helmets that they hate. They've dubbed it the Space Helmet, and in fact, Warren Silas has taken his off. He's still wearing the mask, but he says that the helmet stifles his hair growth, which is ultimately very important to him. CJ relents, kind of throws his hands up in the air and says, "Whatever, man." Okay, we are in the AO, and Charlie's squad is boots on the ground. Bard is also not wearing his space helmet. He argues that the helmet interferes with his capability to look down scope, and as a sniper that's important, so we certainly are willing to make another exception. CJ is going to employ the traditional methodology of Charlie's squad by moving ahead at full speed. You can already sense that there's something out there. We just haven't quite yet got a bearing on what exactly that is. Okay, dual turrets, and there's something else inside the building. Something that we have yet to identify. Now, the rest of the squad is going to break off to the right, spearheaded by Blackwidow. And Blackwidow has come to embrace the tactics of Charlie's squad. He used to be a critic, and he was certainly on the fence about it. By this point in the game, though, he is an old hand and a reliable subordinate of CJ. The rest of the squad will follow up.
Move.
And so yeah, in terms of those enemies on the grid, we've got those two turrets, one Advent officer inside this building, and what appears to be an Advent trooper, so 4 on the grid. Okay, we can add a 5th. It looks like there's a Muton over there as well. Nonetheless, the fact remains, this is nothing Charlie's squad hasn't faced before. So let's turn our attention back over to Seejay. He's going to break off to the left for the time being. He's going to operate independent of Charlie's squad. We can chalk that up to his growing confidence as a squad leader. And perhaps that's a side effect of his wearing the rage suit. As to Bard, actually, let's go ahead and put him in an overwatch position so he can cover the advance of the rest of the squad. And as to the rest of the squad, they're going to move down here by this parked patrol car.
Got it, moving.
They'll analyze the situation from down there before proceeding any further. And folks, I'm so glad to be at Season 3. You know, Season 1 and 2 both consisted of 16 episodes each. So that means we've got 32 episodes in the bag, and that marks the longest series I've uploaded to date. But nonetheless, I'm still immensely enjoying XCOM 2, and I hope you're enjoying watching. But yeah, I'm happy to be back at it. Okay, so the Advent officer is coming outside. It looks like in the distance there, it's not just a muton, but a codex and another muton. Interesting. Well, we may have to go loud sooner than I expected. But, in all honesty, keeping in faith with Charlie's squad, I'm inclined to get them as close as possible to the objective without engaging anything, so we'll see how that works. Bard is going to move up here.
Got it covered.
Not that it really makes a difference. In fact, it's less cover, but move made. Titanium is going to leap over to this patrol car.
Will do.
Just trying to... Oh, damn. Well, I said we were going to go loud, but that is not the way to do it. Definitely not. Okay, so we have attracted the attention of Advent. Some of us are in Overwatch, so like you see there, Seejay is opening up on the Codex. Scores a good hit. Codex is cloning, and its clone appears inside that facility. As to this muton, I believe he is panicked, which is altogether a good deal. So panicked that he's opening fire on his own turret. Nice, we'll take it. We'll take whatever we can get at this point. So both turrets are springing to life. Let's see. As to boot, he's going to go ahead and skulljack this officer. Why not? That'll be a one-hit kill. And we might get a little prize to boot. No pun intended, that is his code name, isn't it? Love that animation. Okay, so, yeah, he's got a 55% chance. Let's have a go. And it's good. Which means we've procured a small intel cache. And the officer is down. As to Mr. Vane, well, similarly, he's going to come in close, try to take a swing at this soldier. And he does, and he hits. Soldier down. So that leaves the two turrets, two mutons, one of which is panicked, and two halves of a codex.
I'm on it.
In fact, Blackwidow's going to move up and fire upon the codex that's inside this building. He scores a hit. Lovely, lovely. The codex half is down. As to the panicked muton, what is he up to now? I don't know if he's taking a move or not. Maybe he's just hunkering down. Okay, the one that's still got its wits about him comes in close to Seejay, who is using Blade Storm, and immediately cuts down the muton. Oh damn, the turret opens up on and strikes Bard. Though injured, Bard returns fire and scores a hit for minimal damage. It appears that that turret was using Viper rounds because Bard is poisoned. As to the Codex, it is employing the Psy Bomb, and both Blackwidow and Mr. Vane are in the midst of that Psy Bomb. So they're going to have to move.
Help! No, damn it, no!
Bard has gone into a panic. He repositions, draws his sidearm, fires at that turret, fails to connect. Okay. While we do want to move these two out of here, let's first turn our attention over to, over to Titanium. He can actually go about healing Bard if he's got range, and he does. So he will send Rover on over to effect a heal. And not only will that give him a little bit of health back, in fact, all of his health back, it'll cure the poison. So, otherwise, let's see. Yeah. Mr. Vane's gonna go in there and swing at this Codex. It's really taking a roundabout path, but the end result is satisfactory. Codex down. Nonetheless, its Psy Bomb remains. I did not necessarily know that. So yeah, we'll move Blackwidow out of range of that. And he will reload.
Ready to engage.
As to boot, pardon my contemplation here. Boot is going to move. And rather than fire at that Muton, I think what he's going to do is go ahead and try to seize control of this turret. Or at the very least, shut it down. We'll see what our chances are. Yeah, we're going to go for it. The odds aren't great, but nonetheless, the risk pays off. The turret will be under our control, and so perhaps we'll just turn it on the Muton instead.
Piece of cake.
Perhaps not. I guess it could shoot at the other turret. We'll find out. We'll make that call when we get there. And the medic's gonna maneuver. Yeah, we're gonna have this turret take out its counterpart. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Fair enough damage, but not quite enough. Oh wait, it gets another assault. Let's go for it. There we go. That's exactly what we were looking for. And so Seejay is going to attack this Muton. He's going to go ahead and move first. Get a better line of sight. And yeah, he's going to go for it. No joy.
Target's still up.
The Muton is still... Is it still in a panic? No, it just came out of it. But that turret is still hacked. Ideally, the Muton attacks the turret, right? I mean, we'll see, I guess. And there's some stomping around in the background. Obviously, a large mech. Yeah, the Muton is moving right up there by the turret. And it lashes out at the gun. That is altogether ideal. That's what we were hoping for. Some serious breathing on the part of Bard. Okay, so Blackwidow is going to move up top here. And he's got his choice. I guess he should go after the immediate threat, which is the Muton. The turret won't necessarily be a threat for a couple rounds. And he scores a hit, but the Muton is still on its feet. So let's go ahead and have Boot join him in this task.
I'm going.
He'll head on up, and he will take a shot. Wouldn't you know, we lost a few seconds of footage there? Suffice to say, all you missed was Boot missing. He failed to connect. So the Muton is still alive and well. Well, he's not well, but he is alive. CJ's gonna move up and take a shot at that turret. Curious target, I know, but there is a method to our madness.
Weapons burning ammo fast.
Essentially, we just want both of those two weakened, so that when Mr. Vane tosses a grenade up there, it'll kill them both. And yeah, we're kind of taking our inspiration from that trooper in the last episode that so devastated Delta Squad by doing the same to them. Let's send these two to the ground floor, and ultimately to their demise. For the time being, the grid is clear. Titanium is going to move up, and he'll go into Overwatch.
Scanning.
And that's going to be the name of the game for everyone. Move up, go into Overwatch, or reload if they have to. So, for Blackwidow, he'll move by this patrol car. He will reload.
Ready to rock.
Bard has some serious catching up to do.
On the move.
Boot, well, much like Blackwidow,
Whatever you
he's
say.
gonna move up and reload. I better give you a heads up, this is gonna be a longer episode, but then I suppose you already know that. Titanium will move up. And move a little further. Yeah, if you're watching this, you've already seen the timestamp in the thumbnail. So I guess you know more about how long this episode is than I do as I'm recording this. Mr. Vane will reload.
Reloaded.
Seejay will advance to this corner.
Moving
He
to position.
too will reload.
Let's do this.
And how do I know this is going to be a longer episode? Well, frankly, we are still on the outer perimeter of this Advent facility, and time-wise, we're already well into it.
Heading out.
So, you know, honestly, I may make this a two-parter. We'll see. So, we want to cross this bridge, which should lead us directly to the facility itself. But we are going to exercise some caution. After all, concealment is out the window.
Getting it done.
So we are anticipating Advent reinforcements moving up to this facility.
10-4.
Short of that, they are on guard and aware that we are in the AO,
Making that noise.
and we can hear some of them now. Here we go. CJ takes a reaction shot. He was in Overwatch and he scores a hit against the Viper, slightly wounding her. Unfortunately, the Viper is accompanied by an Andromedon. Titanium takes a shot. No joy.
Come on.
These Andromedons are intimidating. After all, they get 2 lives. Okay, so Blackwidow... Actually, I think he's gonna hold off. Let's see what everyone else can accomplish before we have Blackwidow make any moves. Yeah, Bart is gonna take a shot at the Andromedon. Frickin' fails to connect.
Come on, focus.
Okay. Boot will advance.
I can handle that.
Oh, damn. You see that sectopod to screen right? It was there. It was there. Well, that accounts for the heavy stomping we heard earlier. Last thing we want to do is elicit its attention. Okay, Boot's gonna fire at the Viper. No good.
It's still moving.
Oh, damn. Blackwidow's going for it. There we go. At the very least, we cut down the Viper.
Target down.
That does leave an untarnished Andromedon on the grid. And so it's going to take some effort to put that thing down. Mr. Vane will move up to this boulder. And he'll take a shot. Man, what is going on? He's not the smallest target, right? Well, Seejay's gonna go for it as well, but he is firing his rocket launcher. It's gonna be a guaranteed hit, folks. There we go. Shredded some armor, did a little bit of damage. It's a start. And so what is this thing doing? It's thinking. It's moving. Titanium takes a shot, scores a hit.
That armor's tough.
Acid the Andromedon. Thought process completed. Just fired some kind of, acid. Damn. I don't know if that works like poison, like if the med kit will suffice. I do hope it does.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I don't feel so good just watching. That's bad. It's a bad deal. Acid. Wow, that acid, it did some serious damage. Blackwidow is severely injured, so too is Mr. Vane. Well, Blackwidow's only recourse is to fire a frost bomb at that Andromedon and put him on ice. Freeze, sucker. It's the police. No, it's not, but freeze, please. Now freeze. Okay, it being frozen, Bard should have no trouble hitting his mark. And he does hit his mark. Good deal. After all, we are talking about a stationary target, so Boot is going to do the same. Or not. Boot might just attack that tree instead. Hell, maybe it's an advent tree. I don't know. Okay, so Mr. Vane is going to sidestep out of that pool of acid.
On target position now.
And he'll take a shot. Come on, Big Muddy. There we go. Okay, the operator of the Andromedon suit is dead. As we know, that's not the end of our troubles. Titanium will set about healing both Mr. Vane and Blackwidow in the hopes that a medkit will alleviate the effects of that acid. Yeah, it looks like it did. Good deal. Okay, so, yeah, he will replicate those results on Blackwidow.
Healbot coming through!
And it occurs to me the effects of the frost bomb on the Andromedon while it was piloted, they went away as soon as that thing died. So Seejay hits his mark. And the Andromedon suit, what's he gonna do? Yeah, he's coming on. He is coming on strong. Nobody wants to be punched by that thing. And I think it expended all of its moves, so that might be the extent of what it's gonna do. Just fine by me. Okay, well, seeing at it as it is a mechanical device now, Blackwidow's got those blue screen rounds. Let's see how they do. Hell yeah, they do. They do splendidly, folks. They do well enough. The Andromedon is dead.
That's
A good deal. Well, I guess, you know, we can kind of treat that as the boss of episode 1 of season 3. And what I mean by that is I am going to cut the episode and we will pick up at about this spot. But I do that for fear that we'll be talking about an episode that goes well over an hour if I don't cut it in half. So I do apologize. I hope you'll bear with me. Yeah, so far so good though. Charlie Squad is making progress.
Got it covered.
And it remains to be seen if they will sack this facility or uncover its secrets. Do join me next time for episode 2 of season 3. Hey folks, this is Automatic for Automatic Games. I do appreciate you watching. And as always, if you like this, and if you're subscribed, I will talk to you soon, friends.